So you may have noticed in all of your school syllabi that Lake Braddock uses a rolling gradebook. Every class that you're taking this year uses a rolling gradebook. So we want to talk about what is a rolling gradebook. So before we do that, some of you may be familiar with a traditional gradebook. A traditional gradebook looks like this. So for example, you have some assignments in first quarter. We take the average of those assignments, and that is the grade for your first quarter. So for example, if we take the average or the mean of these 3 assignments, the grade for that quarter is an 81% or a B-. And the next quarter, we have 3 new assignments. These are also averaged together, and the average of these is a B+. Quarter 3, you have 2 new assignments. They're averaged together. The grade is an 82%. And then finally, quarter 4, we have another 2 new assignments. The average is a 61%. So on a traditional gradebook, what happens is we average the 4 quarter grades. So each quarter grade is worth the same amount overall in your final grade calculation. So this student has a final grade of a C+. So then let's move on to what is a rolling gradebook. A rolling gradebook keeps adding assignments. So you can see quarter 1 starts with the 3 assignments again, and the average for those 3 is a B-. But in quarter 2, notice we have the same 3 assignments again. And what happens is we just add the new ones and we average all of them to get the 85%. And in quarter 3, notice we have the same 6 assignments. We put the 2 new assignments from that quarter, and we're going to average all of these assignments to get an 84%. And then lastly, for quarter 4, we have all of the assignments from quarter 1, 2, and 3, plus the 2 new assignments that were added for quarter 4, and these are all averaged together to make an 80% or a B-. The final grade for this student is the same thing as their quarter 4 grade. It's an 80% or a B-. So benefits of the rolling gradebook is that it shows your long-term progress over the year instead of these short snapshots from each quarter. And the number of assignments in each quarter doesn't matter. So if you have one quarter where you got a lot of snow days and you could only have a few assignments and maybe you did really bad on those assignments, it won't be as significant to your overall grade as it would be in a traditional gradebook. There's also less of a rush for all your classes to fit in tests and quizzes before the end of the quarter. The rolling gradebook keeps going from where you left off, so there's not necessarily a push to make sure that you finish a unit test by the end of a quarter. One of the challenges of rolling gradebooks is you don't get that fresh start idea at the beginning of each quarter. However, you do have a second chance to improve upon your learning after each mastery assessment. So if you perform poorly on a mastery assessment, keep in mind that it's going to be used again in your next grade calculation, so you should highly consider doing a second chance to show that you've understood the material. So what I mean by this is you can see that every quarter in a traditional gradebook starts fresh. You get new assignments. But in a rolling gradebook, they just carry on to the next one. So you don't get a fresh start, you keep building on where you left off.